Good evening and welcome to Midnight Movie Club and my breakdown of the Antlers official trailer. Well, somehow, someway, they topped their first trailer, and this is a masterclass in how to make a trailer. The editing was on point. But enough chit chat, let's break this beauty down. The trailer kicks off with Lucas on a pebbly beach down by a lake. He's eyeing up what looks like a skunk while he grabs a rock, which he obviously uses to kill it, as in the next shot we see him returning home with it, walking through this underpass. Just want to say I love how this trailer started off silent for the most part, just giving us visuals at first, with the sound ramping up as the trailer marches on. It really makes you feel for this kid that he's having to go out and kill animals every day to feed his dad, who is obviously slowly turning into a Wendigo-like creature. Now, I do know that the monsters in the short story that Antlers is based on are not Wendigos. There are other similar creatures that feed on fear, but I am just going to keep calling them Wendigos for the breakdown, as they really do look like them to me, and it's just easier, plus you all know what I'm talking about. Now moving on, we see Lucas arrive home, unlocking a door to an attic-like room where he throws away his catch for the day. We see a lot of blood stains in the room, so obviously he has been feeding something up here for quite some time, and we can also see some ripped white bloody clothes in the corner. Maybe they are his dad's and he's ripped them off as he's changing, or maybe they are someone he fed to his dad, although I can't imagine him doing that, as it seems that he wants to keep him locked away and fed up on animals, not humans. The thing that comes out and grabs the dead animal, his dad, doesn't look like it has turned too much here. It's still got hair, it still looks like it's in the early stages of the transformation, plus Lucas looks more comfortable here waiting in the room until the animal is taken. I would assume that once his dad transforms, he will be more like, fuck this, I'm getting out of this room rapid, no, I'm going to stand here and watch you eat. Here it looks like he still has a little hope for his father, although as the trailer goes on, that hope probably fades. We then see Julia Meadows, Lucas's teacher, the one that will attempt to help him with his situation in the film. She obviously notices Lucas is a little different, and in his myths and fables homework when he talks about the bears, she realises it's his family he is talking about. This is where we get a quick little montage of Lucas walking around town and finding dead animals, possibly more to feed his father. But to me, this animal here doesn't look like Lucas killed it. It looks like it's been found dead. It also looks like it has been eaten from its belly. Dare I say it, something that is usually connected with the Wendigo mythology. So possibly this is after Lucas's dad has escaped and he's attempting to track him down. But once again, it could be just another animal he is keeping to feed his dad, as we see him about to bag it, and it is cut with a shot of Lucas about to feed him again. But that could just be smart editing, throwing us off the scent. Now this is where the music and the sound really begin to ramp up and take control of this trailer. The editing is timed brilliantly, and with it the music almost sounds like Lucas's traps catching animals, and as it does we see him laying a trap like we did in the first trailer. We hear the trap, and once again Lucas returns home for dinner time, and you've got to really feel for this kid. Being an outsider in this town and having to deal with all this shit is really a shame. Now in the next shot we hear a guttural-like growl, which I'm guessing is his dad as he feeds him, but here it looks like Lucas is holding something out for him, getting far too close for comfort. Once again, maybe this is at the start before he's fully turned and Lucas still thinks he can salvage something. The sound in the trailer is fantastic. Here we get Lucas locking things up again before dumpster raiding the next day. We see him pick out a creepy ass looking doll, maybe to take home to his wee brother. Now, we are basically halfway through the trailer, and once again, all we are getting is Lucas returning home from his daily scrounge around town and preparing the food for his dad and possibly his little brother, who might be turning as well. It is nothing really mind-blowing or overly interesting. Well, for me, it is, because the film has become my most anticipated film of next year since the first trailer, but it's just everyday stuff we are seeing so far, even though it's a very different everyday than ours, but the editing makes it far more interesting, and I've got to commend that. We see Lucas cutting up yet another dead animal, but this time we hear a smash upstairs and it sounds like someone didn't want to wait for dinner. As Lucas races up the stairs, we are met with the hallway of blood once again, awesome shot, and then we get the reveal that the window is smashed with another guttural gurgle. His dad has got out and now there is a Wendigo on the loose. Then we move away from Lucas for a bit and we are met with a crime scene. There are investigators, tape and all sorts. Probably because Lucas's father has made his first kill at this point and they've found the remains. As we move in closer, we see poking out of the tarp a dirty sock with a shoe laying beside it. Obviously this person was thrown about so much that one of their shoes came off. I would bet $50 one of the cops says it was probably a bear attack. But as we do see the cops, one of them being Paul Meadows, Julia's brother, they are looking at each other as if they know what this is, and what it is extremely bad. Also, I think they could be looking at each other thinking, what the hell done this? But to me, it would be far more interesting if they had an idea about the Wendigo already and knew what its victims looked like. We also see Julia as well looking at them like she knows that they know kind of thing. Remember, she has seen Lucas's drawings of the monsters as well, so they could be linking it together. Maybe Lucas will even become a suspect. Once again, we get a nice little emphasis on the antler, but moving on we then see Lucas with another boy in the woods. This other boy I'm pretty sure is the bully we seen harassing Lucas in the first trailer with the cat head. So I believe here Lucas actually knows where his dad is and is taking this boy to give him for food. I bet that foot and shoe we seen earlier at the crime scene is the bully's. See, it's all starting to tie in a little bit more here. We then hear that guttural Wendigo noise again before the camera rises up looking down on them coming through the trees. It seems his dad has got a lot bigger if this is coming from his perspective, which I think it is. Then sorry, I have to mention it again, the clanking of this stick on these poles makes the end of the trailer brilliant, and I believe that this wee boy here is Aiden, Lucas's wee brother. Just by looking at him, he doesn't look too well, pale skin, dark eyes. Is this the beginning of him turning as well? We then see Paul loading up as if he knows what's coming before seeing Lucas in class again sitting beside the projector, with on the right we can see the bully, the boy he was leading into the woods. We see Julia watching Lucas concerned, maybe this is where she takes his drawings. We then see what he is holding and it is a stag head carved of wood, something else associated with Wendigo mythology. I love here how the music, sound and lighting from the projector all match up. That shit hit perfect. Then after this we see some footage we have seen before, just before getting a cool shot again of Lucas's dad's eye in the keyhole. We also see Julia in the rain beside a cop car, and I have to mention the lighting here, it's been fantastic. As it cuts we then see her again with the drawings, literally piecing together what is going on. Important to note that in the drawing, this is in fact the bully in the mouth of the monster, so Lucas probably drew what he's seen his dad do to the bully. Then as she does piece it together, we see Lucas's dad like we did in the first trailer from a bird's eye view of him eating something, and he does seem to have some sort of red glow inside of him. We can kind of see it through his translucent like skin. Then next we get a really cool shot of Paul getting smashed into a shed or something by a ramming pair of antlers. We can see them in the doorway if you pause just at the right moment. The antlers look really cool, I think. They aren't goofy or anything like that, and they aren't too similar to a deer's. They look like they have other little antlers growing off the side of them. It's a cool design in my opinion. Then we go back to Lucas's dad, and this is where things get real good. We can see his body contorting with crunching sound design, and the practical effects makeup here just looks awesome. We also see that red glow getting brighter and brighter. Then after a quick cut of Julia breaking down in her car, we see what the glow is. It is his heart. As it pumps we see a red mist come off it and black lines wrapped around it, almost corrupting it. Then after that we get our awesome reveal, and wow, does he look scary and badass. We get the yellow sharp teeth, the pale white skin, black hands, his hair all but gone, and blood everywhere. This is an awesome looking creepy ass shot. I loved it. I really can't wait to see what kind of damage this guy can do, but I also wanted to ask, what do you think he is doing here with his arms out looking up towards the ceiling? But moving on now, we then see Lucas looking on in horror. It seems possibly down in the mines, as we've seen the mines with this red lighting before. Maybe it's lit from a flare or something like that. We then hear him call out, "Daddy." So maybe he is watching his dad's final form be revealed as he grows the antlers and becomes the Wendigo-like creature. We then see that final shot again like the last trailer of his dad, whose skin is now went all black with orange-like veins through it, still with the red pumping heart and the antlers. Also, his face looks like it's just kind of hanging off there. It looks like it maybe opens up from the chin. It just looks fucked up. I really just can't wait to see this thing in all its glory. As the thing moves as well, it sounds like branches cracking and wind howling through trees. It's just awesome. And with the next cut, that was it for the Antlers official trailer. I've seen enough now. I don't think we need to see any more at all. Now we just need to see the film. Right now the film is pegged for an April 17th release next year, which I'm okay with. It is a while away, but it's not too far away. But to be honest, with the buzz the first trailer created and now this amazing trailer too, they could release this thing next week. We are ready. If you enjoyed this video, then give it a like, and if you haven't already, then subscribe to join the club. As always, thank you very much for watching, and good night.